Everyone, this is Reaper192893 from the VX9 Gaming Community, and today I'm going to teach and show you all about emulators. Right now I have a few. I have the Nintendo 64, a GameCube and Wii, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, Game Boy Advance, and DS. I'm going to leave the links in the description, and I'm also going to leave a link for where I get my ROMs and ISOs. Bear with me. It's my first video on this computer, and I know it's not that great quality. I'm going to try and do the best I can, though. Anyways, we're starting off with the Project 64. Now, I have Turok Dinosaur Hunter booted up in here. Good thing about Project 64 is it's updated very frequently. It also has a built-in cheat system. So all those cheats that you normally have to manually enter, button combos, or the actual cheat codes themselves are built straight in. So say I want my infinite ammo, body armor, or health. Got them right there. All level keys, weapons, backpack, cheat menu, right there. I still like doing the actual, cheat codes just for old time's sake. Anyways, so it's going to ask me to boot up this one, so let's boot that one up for it, so I can show you how smoothly this one runs.
Go.
As you can see, it runs pretty damn seamlessly. Now, the good thing about that is you can either choose to pause the game when you're in the game, or if you minimize it, it just stops everything right then and there. And then when you click on it to maximize it again, it resumes the game CPU. Now we're going to move on to the Dolphin emulator, which let me just check really quickly to make sure I have it figured out perfectly. Okay, good. Sometimes it changes the settings on me if I don't remember to change them back. Now, with the Project 64, all you have to do is, even regardless if it's a 7-zip file or not, you just click on open and it boots it up. Now with Dolphin, you actually have to use 7-zip or any other file manager to actually unzip it. So with TurokEvolution.zip, there's that. Now we go back to here. Downloads, games, GameCube games. Now you see after I unzipped it, it became Turok Evolution file folder. You always want to boot up the disk image file. If you try to boot up the 7-zip file, it's going to crash Dolphin. So you just do that. You can configure graphics, audio, even custom controllers. Right now I'm using a 360 controller for Dolphin and the Nintendo 64 emulator. Sometimes with some games you will have pretty slow frames on it. I used to play Turok Evolution and Smash Bros. Melee on the Dolphin emulator on my old computer, and I would get, if I was lucky, 20 frames per second, and the audio is definitely not synced in. Now I have a better computer, I can actually run them faster, and I'll show you that in my next video. But if you ever have any sort of slowdown, you want to go to graphics settings, enhancements, hacks, advanced, and there's actually plenty of web pages that teach you how to do that, and I'll send you the links to them in my next video. So now that there's that, remember, Dolphin, you have to select the disk image file. Project 64, you can boot it up no matter what. So here's the Project 64 site. Right now the current is 2.1, and it's updated. Since I've had it, they've updated it about every month. Project 64 right now does not support NetPlay. They have an old version which does. It's 1.7, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Now here's the Dolphin emulator page. As you can see, they update them pretty frequently. The last one was from 5 hours ago, and that's where I got mine. From here, you just click on that, and then it's a zip file, so you got to go through File Manager, unzip it, and then when you unzip it and go into the file folder, there will be Dolphin, and then the file type will be Application. That's the one you want to click, and it'll install it. Now we go on to Visual Boy, which is a great Game Boy Advance emulator. The only problems I've had with it is it does not run the Pokemon games. You can hear some of the audio, it might even boot up a menu now and then, but for me, it's just gotten a black screen on it. Don't go with the Visual Boy Advance beta. That's very old, as you can see from the October 2nd, 2005 date. The one right now that I'm using is the Virtual Boy Advance M1022. It came out in 2011, and it actually takes the best from all of the builds of Virtual Boy, or Visual Boy. It plays every other Game Boy Advance game that I've noticed. It just does not like the Pokemon ones. Okay, now we're going to SNES 9X, which is a Super Nintendo emulator. Runs everything that I've had so far, and runs it pretty seamlessly. And with Visual Boy and SNES 9X, all you have to do is, like Project 64, just select the ROM when you hit open. JNES is obviously Nintendo Entertainment System. It supports NetPlay as well. I haven't had a chance to test that out. I might do that in a future video. Again, you just select the ROM and boot it right up. DesMoMe is a DS emulator. It doesn't support 3DS games, but it supports everything else. With that, the good thing about this one is the bottom half of the screen on the emulator is actually the touch screen. So you can just use your mouse to click it instead of having to map everything to a key. Now I'm going to show you where I get all my ROMs and my ISOs. So, here we go. It's freeroms.com. Say you want Nintendo 64. Well, you just go into here. The good thing about them is that they offer direct downloads. So say you want the Turok games. Here you go. You click on, let's say, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Boot that one up. And then you get a direct download after only 15 seconds, or you can hit that one for an extended one. It's a very quick download too, pretty much regardless of download speed. So just such a small file. You can get pretty much any ROM on here that you want for any system. I only go with the ones that I've played before. I don't play Atari or the Sega systems. I just play the GameCube 64 and the Game Boy ones. So, you know, to each their own. You got pretty much an unlimited selection of games here. Now, for those ones that you can't get on here, say Wii or DS, well, that's where you go to muparadise.me. I already have Pokemon Black up here, ready to go. So when you click download the first time, it takes you to a captcha where you have to do, because you know, nobody wants a robot. So you do that, and then you click on the download, and it's another zip file. So you do that, you go in and you get the actual game file out of there, and then you just open up DesMoMe, hit open, and then you select your game. If you guys have any comments or questions at all, feel free to leave them. I'll answer anything. And I want to thank you guys for your time for watching this. Have a great day.